today I am going to try to finish this painting. Originally, I thought I was going to make it finish this painting in one day, but the figure, has taken me 2 months, almost 3. So how do you think I'm going to do the rest of this in a day? But yeah, I'm very happy with how it's going at the minute. There's a lot of good texture in the skirt, which I've never really done before. I was trying to work a bit more with the paint instead of just like recreating a photo with the paint. And I think I've done that well. The face is really freaking me out. Like the lighting's really scary. I mean, it's a good painting, it just looks really scary of me. You can see what I mean about the face. Like, it's good, but I just don't want to think that my face looks like that. I'm fueled up. Got my green tea. Looking very... looks like poo, but it tastes good. I've got into green tea literally like a week ago. I'm also running out of white oil paint. I'm doing this in oil, by the way. So we'll see how far I can get without running out, because it's fine in the body because I'm only using a little bit, but for this, it's taking a lot. Let's go. So I haven't actually explained yet in the video the meaning behind this painting. So I did this painting for my A-level coursework project, which is the project where you choose the theme, like there's no starting point. I wanted to start from this idea of like, what I called it was superabundance, which I'll throw up a definition. It's an excess of something that is more than usual or necessary. And to me, that meant exploring sort of postmodernism and like a social media culture where you're just constantly overwhelmed with content all the time. And I know that sounds quite pretentious for an A-level project, but it was just something I was really interested in at the time. I mean, like, I think everyone in my generation is like super aware and interested in the effect, the complete bombardment of content we see every day. I've basically been really interested in aesthetics culture, with how like people will present themselves and their identity visually through like objects and like photos and like collected little trinket things. And I find trying to express who you are as a person through objects really interesting. And I think it can definitely be said to be reflective of a very capitalistic culture. So yeah, I try to do that for myself. I was very conscious in the selection of the objects, and conscious of the process of selecting the objects, and how through that selection it can never be a true representation of myself, because it's staged. It's how I want people to perceive me. All of my work is so deeply ingrained in self-representation and how I represent people in figurative paintings. And I really like how I've represented myself in this painting. I think there's a clear ideology of it, sort of showing how when you try and express your identity visually, you become so passive. You become passive to how people perceive you when you believe that is your identity. And I think you can see that in the painting through like, you know, the passive stance of the figure, just like laying. And that sort of became what my whole project became about. I sort of moved away from the like exploration of postmodernism and the online culture, and I just moved into self-representation and persona, because that's the work that I love to make, and it's what I really feel is worth discussing. We're making great progress, team. We're about halfway up the painting. I am definitely running out of white paint though. I was trying to make the mark making like here over here, but it's just not as square, if that makes any sense. And then we've done a little Jeff Buckley CD. And it looks a bit funky, but from far away it's cute. I like it. Just got back from a driving lesson and I only almost crashed into someone once, which is a new record for me. And I've been sat here for an hour doing nothing because I don't want to paint, but I need to paint. So I'm gonna go and paint. So you can see in these clips I'm like rendering the objects in the background. I mean, the objects that I'm painting, it's like a little photo booth picture of me and my friends. It's an album that I like, it's a book that I like, and it's makeup, it's bows, it's photos, it's the art that I consume. It's like, it's from all separate like genres of my identity, but it's all still so posed and so presented through the mindset of the person who's viewing it. And I do kind of think it's a very female trait to constantly view yourself through the third person and to value how you're perceived more than how you actually feel through like representation of women in the male gaze. We've been taught that male perceptions of ourselves are more important than our own perception. And I think I address how I feel about that in this piece, how I sort of feel like I'm always marketing myself to other people through like these objects. So I think I'm giving up for the day. It's like 5 o'clock and I'm gonna go to the art shop because I've completely run out of white now. And we will see when I see you again. We've got some stuff done. I think one more day and I'll be able to get it done. Hope so. And we've done a lot of the background and it's coming together, but like I have to keep putting it on its side. Because I've gone like completely blind to what it looks like facing upwards. But when I look at it sideways, you can kind of see what it's going to look like. And I'm happy with it. Apart from, there's just some areas where the paint just looks way more translucent. Like there, you can see the underpainting, and like here, which kind of sucks, because that's like what I was trying to avoid with layering the paint thicker. But I just can't afford to layer that much on, like it's a massive canvas. And this oil is so expensive. But I don't know, maybe the thinner paint in the background makes sure your eye is on the figure and not on the background by like the details and stuff. I don't know. But yeah. So as you can tell by the MacBook outro, I never filmed the rest of this. I said it would only take me another day, and then I didn't film that day, but I was right, it only took me a day. I'll put up the finished painting somewhere. I'm really happy with this painting. Like, it's one of my favourites to this day. We've jumped a considerable amount of time since I filmed the first clip. It's now basically a year later. I filmed that in August last year and it's now the 31st of May. But yeah, this is still like one of my favourite paintings to date. I finished my A-level course now. I had my exam a couple of months ago. But this painting is still like one of my favourite figurative paintings I've done. I think the figure is like so beautiful. I think the way I managed the paint is really nice. I was really inspired by Lucian Freud for, you know, the skin tones and the application of the paint in this like thicker way than I would usually do. And yeah, all I did really was finish the background. I painted in the book, I painted in the bell jar, painted in my keys with Garfield on them, and yeah, a bow in the background. I know I was complaining in the video that I didn't like how I looked in it, but like it's really not about that. I think the painting and the face is gorgeous. And I'm proud of myself for pushing the lighting in the reference photo as well, because I was being lit from under my jaw, and that like created these like amazing shadows on my face, which were really abstract and really fun to paint. I feel like this painting was definitely a turning point for me in my practice. I think it was when I realised that like that was what I really love to do. I love to make figurative paintings. I love to make paintings with ideas and concepts around self-representation and persona and like manipulating how people see you. So yeah, I look back on this painting really, really fondly. And hopefully there will be more in the future, and hopefully I'll post them on here and you'll see more of me. Yeah. Love you, bye.